Hey everyone, welcome back to my workbench. It's been a little while. Been working on orders that have been coming in steadily for this holiday season. Everyone, thank you for your patience. The reason it's been a little slower than usual is, well, one, my day job's been keeping me busy, but two, I came up with a new way to do the joystick guts and the internals for it. So this is a really good demonstration. This is a dual stick with the classic keypads on here. What's different is on the inside is I came up with a new way to, before I sheared the back end of these potentiometers off, and then I would have a coupling and then a bracket to hold it in place, and it was actually kind of difficult to calibrate it because you had to calibrate it in unit. That was kind of a pain. So this is a whole assembly I make, and I had to find a new capacitor value, and it's still a 1 meg pot, but the scaling on the pot was different, so I had to find a different capacitor for it. And that allows me to build up an entire joystick without having to move out of the unit. I can actually calibrate it, and it gives it actually a really nice feel. The centering is awesome, and it's basically being used as this joystick was originally intended. I had to do some internal modifications, but needless to say, it works great, and it should be much more reliable. It's actually a lot easier for me to calibrate the pots on there because built in there's a little adjustment screw on these, and you just loosen that screw up and this whole thing can pivot. You see how I had to shift this one down a little bit to get it centered up nice, and this one has a different amount. So this whole assembly actually will move up and down, but once you have it set, it's great. You screw it down, it doesn't move anywhere, and it works awesome. So it gets me now that I've figured this out, it's going to be much quicker for me to get these cranked out. So I built up like 7 of them, and I have orders that are taking up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So I'll have 2 more after this. So even if you're getting, I know I have an order for a refurbished or reworked unit. It's more reworked than refurbished. It's not used. It's just there was a manufacturing fault when I was doing the CNC work on it. And since this is a dual stick, take a look at Robotron. Just 1 and 2, whatever. You can see this is what this controller is really made for, is dual sticking it. I'm looking at the monitor that's in front of me, not the screen, because there's a little delay actually. Really fun game. I like Robotron. Always liked Smash TV in the arcades too. That was one of my favorites. That's a dual stick game as well. That guy's kind of armored, isn't he? Oh, rescued someone. Okay. I always forget you get people to rescue too. Don't run away. But yeah, this is what this game is, what this controller is really made for. That, was it Star Castle? I'm trying to remember. I think it's a 16K ROM. Not Stargate. There's a different version. Oh, it's alpha over there. Space Dungeon? Is it Space? Maybe it's Space Dungeon. I just know it's hard. Yeah, there's like 2 games that need dual sticks. But yeah, this is it. Oh, yeah, you kind of hover around here. No treasure. What's this? Looks like a drill. Ooh. Oh, what's that? What is it? Oh, I just got killed by a laser. Okay, let's try going this way. Maybe this is useful. Whatever that was, you're dead now. It's a little. Oh, it is a hard game. Not my favorite. And the nice thing is you can use this as a regular old controller if you want to. It's just basically you have 2 of my joysticks stuck next to each other. One I always like to try is Choplifter. I like Choplifter. Let's start this one out. This is one that really can show you how if you have just a little gentle press, you can see how it slowly comes down. You can just push up slightly and hover. You go slow or you can go fast. This is the new 3.0 controllers with joysticks. Why didn't you die? Hop on board, buddies. Oh, a bunch of them. Forget how many you can carry. Yeah, suckers. Let me didn't bump up the capture window. So I've been messing around with my setup in here too. So now I have a. Let's see. This is. I have a television hooked up now. The next thing I'm working on is a true 16-way controller to replace this little beauty here. It is going to be overlay compatible. We already came up with the overlay holder for that. There it is. That's a little overlay holder, and it's designed to. It's going to just slide right on in like this. It's dimensionally accurate to the original. That's the new overlay holder for it. And the keypad I finally figured out how to get the keypad to work. These things are really complicated. The reason why is they basically, the outputs are more of like a binary coded decimal almost. It's an 8-bit signal. Depending what buttons you press. And this thing, even though it has 2 buttons on each side, it actually has 3 buttons. It's like 1, 2, 1, 2. It's like 1, 1, 2, 3 or something like that. But there's actually a separate button for this. So again, I'm going to try to pay homage to the original because what I'm going to have is the joystick will be down below, and then there's going to be 3 buttons. And yeah, it's kind of sit like the joystick's going to sit here, keypad and overlay holder are going to be above it, and then they're going to have a turn of 3 buttons on each side, so it's ambidextrous. But yeah, the nice thing is my keypad I use for my overlay version is the exact same size as this, which is awesome. So that's coming down the road a little bit. This, all I gotta do now is put the rubber feet on it. Rubber feet are like the third most expensive part. Very strange. Made in US though. I put the screws in, put the feet on it, and the other thing I'm toying with is making a three here. I'm toying with making a chunky controller for the Sega Genesis. Criminy. Okay. So, oh yeah, Roadbusters. There we go. So I'm thinking of making a chunky version of a Genesis controller. Not that I mean, I actually like the original Genesis controller. I've had no problem with it. A lot of colors. Let's start here. This controller's a little janky. All my colors are all screwed up right now. I actually think I need to service this Genesis 2 I have. But yeah, that's some psychedelic colors, man. Let's see. Movie mode. No, it's not that doing it. Weird. I'm not paying attention to the game. But yeah, I'm thinking of making a controller for the Genesis 2. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. The other idea I was toying with is a like ultimate controller that would be switchable between 5200 and 2600 slash 7800, like an Andy controller, uh, except you can or either an Andy style or with analog digital, or a style which is just digital, but you can have a just basically a switch between being a 5200 or 2600 slash 7800 controller. I don't know. Maybe people would like that idea. I don't know. I might play with that. I have a 7800 I need to fix in my closet too. So that's coming down the road once I get past these orders. After this, I just have three just regular overlay single stick controllers, which take a lot less time to build. The dual sticks take a while to build up. There's a lot going on in there. And yeah, that's coming up next. Oh, and for anyone who hasn't seen it, this is the style of my controllers now with the uh, stainless steel stripe, the color labeling that tells you what it is. Yeah, this is the current look of all my controllers. So if you get one, it'll look like this unless you get a reworked, and that's going to look slightly different. Reworked controllers. They're still gonna have the stripe, but this is a kind of textured plastic to overlay that covers some of the whoopsie doodles that are on the panel. But again, the guts are going to be all brand new. It's going to be same quality as the standard controllers, just to be a little cheaper. To recoup some of my costs on these housings, like $18 a pop. So if I mess one up, that's how much I lose per. So found a way to got some really nice looking. This is actually restickable wallpaper, I think. Yeah, but it's got a really kind of cool texture. I'm almost tempted to put it onto the standard ones and see how those look too, because you can't see fingerprints on it, which is really kind of nice. So I don't know. Let me know if you think I should switch over to all controllers having this material on it, or just stick with the glossy plastic. I'm not sure. The 5200 kind of has a slight texture to it. This actually matches it pretty well, so I'm not sure, but I'm toying with it. Uh, but yeah, that's what's coming down the road. So this is going out. Seal this up tonight. Serial tag it. Working a couple tomorrow. Get those out. So yeah, that'll get my backlog. Work my way through a little bit of a backlog, and I'll be out the door. Now I've got a bunch of joysticks built up. It's a lot quicker to slap this together. Internally, I've made a lot of improvements too. I'll show you my secret sauce here. So this is what the new 3.0s look like inside. The new 3.0s are all, I'm using DuPont style connectors here. I still have a few solder joints, but like the whole joystick assembly plugs into, there's a little DuPont connector right here. So you see there's no more, if you ever open up one of my older controllers, you see there's a bunch of 3D printed brackets. There's a bracket here, 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 and here. Those are all gone. The only 3D printed parts now, there's a spacer you need for when you have this keypad or you don't have enough room. And then there's just some plastic spacers here that where I screw the little keypads, the little 3-button pads into. So it's a lot cleaner inside, a lot neater. Oh, and I used to have a bunch of solder joints in here too. Now I just have basically an extension cable plugged into a DB15 going to IDC cables. So I'm trying to make it neater, cleaner, easier, more reliable too, which is nice. It's less parts, less stuff to break. No more glues or adhesives are used anymore. Everything's it's like press fit in, so there's don't worry about that coming apart anymore. And the calibration seems to be holding really well because I built one up like a month ago as an experiment, and it's still holding. It hasn't shifted one bit, so we'll see. But yeah, this is what they all are. If you get one in the mail, this is what it's going to look like, or it's going to be the overlay one with the overlay holder and the different keypad. But yep, that's the style. And once I get through these, I'm getting ready to 3D print some parts for the Intellevision controller, the 16-way Intellevision controller. That's going to be completely just like this. There's going to be no external power needed. It's going to use all like analog circuitry, legit. There's going to be no trickery in there. There's no vetted controllers, nothing. It's just going to be plug it in, works, just like the original. And well, better than the original because this controller is horrible. Oh my goodness, I marvel at how bad some of these controllers. The Intellivision, ColecoVision, and the 5200, all terrible in their own way. The Intellivision, ColecoVision, the ergonomics are horrid. The feel is terrible. Ugh, I don't know. I see why they didn't do great. And then 5200 had the darn non-centering with the boot that tears on it, and that's a nightmare too. I might in the future come up with a way to upgrade the original controllers with these joysticks, but it's such a tight fit because even with the way I have it set up now, the whole way the 5200 controller was, there was this whole like plastic moving plate with these grooves in it. I mean, it's neat, but there's no centering on it. So basically, I'd have to like basically aug out all that material. There's a pivot point in the bottom there. There's a lot of stuff going on. You have to get rid of all that, figure out a way to mount one of these in that space, and it's tight. It might be doable, but yeah, no guarantees. So that's a maybe. So everyone, thank you for watching. I'm gonna get this boxed up and out the door. I think this is going to Kentucky or Tennessee. I can't remember which state it's going to. But yeah, this is going out shortly. I'll get this in the mail for Monday. It's Saturday night right now. This will be in the mail Monday, and hopefully one or two more over the weekend here, because again, they're simpler to just single stick, not dual sticks like this one. These take a lot more work to get done. Basically twice the work, so it's like building two controllers. The only thing I have less of is buttons, which is nothing. All right, thank you for watching, everyone, and have a great night.